Hello, and welcome to this channel where we are talking using a book called Kamatthana, which you can find the ebook on this channel, and I encourage you to download it so you can follow along and also use it when for your own study. Today we're on page 7. Turning one's praise and blame towards oneself is a way to break the fires of lust, hatred, and delusion apart from each other whenever they are in consort together. This is a way towards some degree of calm and happiness. So on the last video, we talked about these 8 emotional states that humans experience: loss and gain, disrepute and fame, praise and blame, pleasure and pain. So when it says we should try to break these experiences, these emotions, from the fires of lust, craving and delusion, loha, dosa, and moha, so that we can separate them, we can identify them as they are and not be confused by them. And of course, in doing so, when we get to moha, which is the delusion of self, we don't claim that these emotions are happening to me. We recognize that they arise, stay for some time and pass away. They often arise without an invitation. They just pop into consciousness, and the mistake we make is when that happens, we say, this must be my idea, this must be my emotion, and therefore I need to act on it, I need to claim it, when in fact just the opposite is true. Says the 5 senses and the objects of them are just cords or props of sensual desire. A man's sensuality lies in thoughts of passion. So, our 5 senses, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, or taste and touch, need an object. If there's nothing to see, our eyes wouldn't work. If there were nothing to hear, obviously our ears wouldn't work. And if there are things to see and hear, but we don't have eyes or hearing, then we don't know that they exist. But in every case, regardless of whether they're pleasant or unpleasant, they are just a way that the body has of convincing us that we're a person. That our liking them or not liking them, wanting more of them or wanting to get rid of them, is all an act of passion. So we think often that passion is just a craving for sexual pleasure or more food of something like that. But we have a passion about not wanting things as well. We have a passion to get away from physical discomfort, from illness, from toxic relationships, from family members that we have problems with, etc. So unless we examine that using our sati, we're not going to find any tranquility, peace of mind, equanimity, because we're constantly going from one passion to the next, elicited by contact with the world through the 5 or 6 senses. Sensuality does not lie in the world's pretty things. While the world's pretty things remain as they are, the wise remove the desire for them. So, about the single most common mistake that we make in our relationship to objects outside of the body, which we will call in the world, is that they have a value. A diamond ring has a value. An expensive watch has a value. Getting married has a value. Family has a value. Whatever it is, career, education, whatever it is, that these things have a specific value that is intrinsic to them. That is delusional. Nothing has a value except the value that we give it. And we might agree, or others may agree with us, that a certain model of car is more valuable than another model of car, or that a married life is better or a single life is better, etc. That is not the point. It is not the point that our parents and our culture, our society has helped convince us that the good things, the valuable things are in the world. And our job is to figure out how to make them ours, how to take possession of them. The quotation says, these things in the world, even the ones that we might agree are beautiful, landscapes, sunrises, sunsets, beautiful men or women, a bouquet of flowers, etc. It's not an argument about whether they are or aren't beautiful. They are just what they are. And our cravings, our desires determine how eager or how determined we are to take possession of them. So it says, things just remain as they are, the wise remove the desire for them. So again, it's not that these things are evil or sinful, any of them. Sensual desire, nice homes, beautiful furnishings, etc. It's just that the value that we place on them is subjective. Otherwise, everybody would all want the same car, the same kind of house, the same clothes, the same everything, because everybody would agree what is desirable and what isn't. But the proof is it's extremely subjective, and ultimately those things don't have an intrinsic value other than the one you give them. So if we're going to find peace of mind, equanimity, tranquility, the pure mind, Dhamma mind, Buddha mind, then we need to start noticing how our days are spent wanting this or that. There's no tranquility in craving. Okay, the next passage says, don't believe your mind. A heedless person is like a dead person. Heedlessness is death, the walking dead. Danger lies in everything. So, This don't believe your mind is an essential teaching. The secular mind, the mind that we call me, has a single job, and everything that it does, and it works night and day. It never takes a vacation. It never sleeps or slumbers. It is fully active night and day, and its goal is to convince you that you are a person. It uses the body's 5 senses to convince you, and it uses consciousness, of course. You can't know the world without consciousness, but the kind of consciousness I'm referring to now is thinking and the emotions that go with it. So we believe in this mind, and we believe what it's telling us is true. When we have an emotion, any kind of emotion, we are convinced that this emotion belongs to me. It is mine. It is who I am. And this teaching says you have to go deeper than that. That is a lie, and this mind that you call yours is the author of that lie. It's convinced the whole world that what it's saying is true, that we're all a whole lot of persons, about 8 billion of us now. The heedless is those who are not mindful, those who are not paying attention to what's going on in the mind. And these people that says are like a person who is dead. Well, that seems pretty harsh. What they're saying is they're dead to the truth. They're dead to the pure Dhamma. They're dead to Buddhist teachings. They're living in a world like a zombie. They're sleepwalking. They don't know how to question their own mind, and as a consequence, they stay asleep. Heedlessness, not being mindful, is a kind of death. It's a walking dead. I already used the word zombie. That's what a zombie is. Somebody dead to reality. The way we define reality using our secular mind is a lie. Danger lies in everything. So anything can prompt us. I mean anything. We're walking down this a gravel path, and we see a pretty stone in the gravel, and immediately we want to have it. We want to own it. We want to at least inspect it, pick it up, examine it. I'm trying to give an example of something not very important, not significant, not something expensive like an expensive car or home. When we see something, hear something, smell something, taste something, or touch something, it creates sensations on the body that we like or we don't like, and this happens at a subconscious level. So when the sensation is pleasurable, if it's pleasurable enough, we think this thing has created this sensation for us, and that we need this thing in order to have that sensation. And that's delusion. Our reaction to the thing has created the sensations on the body. The thing itself has no ability to do that. All things are dead. All things are do not have the power to seduce us. We seduce ourselves by becoming infatuated or greedy to have these various things. Okay, the next one is, snow lions don't freeze in snowy mountains. Eagles don't fall from the sky. Fish don't drown in the water. Practitioners don't die from hunger. So cast away this life of concerns, and I might add anxiety. Give up plans for the future. So the first examples, snow lions, eagles, and fish, are ways of saying there are laws of nature that govern the world, and that snow lions don't freeze and eagles are not subject to the laws of gravity, or they can transcend the laws of gravity, and fish don't drown. That's just the way it is. And if we're a sincere practitioner, and sincerity is the key word here, if we're genuinely sincere about our practice, we will not starve to death. The laws of nature, the laws of pure Dhamma, will supply our basic needs for us. We don't need to be anxious. We don't need to worry. We don't need to make our survival a concern. There's a saying in the Bible that the whole earth worketh as in travail, and travail is translated as giving birth. A woman's travail is giving birth. The whole earth will conspire to help you, help us give birth to the pure Dhamma. We don't need to worry about the future, and our goal is to try and live as much as possible in the present moment and let the future unfold as it will. And finally on this page, impermanent are all conditioned things. They are brought into existence. Having come to life, they die away and cease. Knowing this is the happiest peace. And you all may remember some stories in the Pali Canon where people became enlightened just with these few words, that if it is a thing, and a thing is a thought, which we can't see, we can't measure, scientists don't know where they come from or where they go. They only know how the brain functions in relation to consciousness. Anyway, if it's a thing, an atom, a molecule, a cell, or something as huge as the universe, then it comes into existence. It stays for some time, billions of years or nanoseconds. They say an atom arises and passes away 1 billion times a second. The universe arises and passes away over billions and billions of years. But in any case, or in both cases, they both arise, they stay for some time, and they pass away. That is the definition of anicca. When we know that every emotion, every thought, every craving, every disappointment, heartache, every happiness, and everything that we own where we live, in our apartment or our house or our car, will arise, does arise, and does pass away. Of course, ultimately, we could say we arise at the moment of conception and our birth from our mother's womb. We live for some time, we age, and we get sick and die. That may be living only for a few minutes, a few days, a few weeks, Or it may mean like my mother who lived to be 105. Once we know about this mortality, once we know nothing is permanent, nothing exists forever, when things change, we're not shocked. When we read about in the news or hear the news about some catastrophe, whether it's a natural thing, earthquakes, floods, and so on, or whether it's a murder or a disease or the death of a child, etc., we should not be surprised. This is a law of nature. Everything that arises will pass away. And if we understand this on the heart level, we're never shocked and we're never depressed. This is a law of nature. It is true for everything. Okay, that's enough for today. If you think these Dhamma talks would be a blessing to others, I hope you'll like or subscribe. And I look forward to meeting you again the next time. Thank you.